Welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello, everyone. My name is Sydney.
And my name is Matt. Today we're reading an article called Catfishing, What to Watch Out For. Yeah, so catfishing, this term is, everyone seems to know it today, I think.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a term that existed when I was young. When I was a kid growing up, we didn't know what catfishing was.
Yeah, same. I think catfishing is now, well, I guess if you don't know, maybe we should define it for everyone. So catfishing is essentially when someone online is pretending to be someone that they're not. And they're pretending to be a different person to maybe get close to someone, maybe to make a new friend, maybe to engage in a romantic relationship with someone. And sometimes they even intend to get close to someone to kind of scam them out of some money as well. And I think that catfishing, or the term kind of became more popularized with the development of technology, I think, right? Because I think, when we were kids, I was going to say I'd never really heard of it until I got into my maybe late teens, early 20s, I want to say. But now everyone seems to know what it is, which is a good thing, because you definitely don't want to be catfished.
Yeah, so with the internet becoming more and more a part of our daily life, you're more and more connected to the rest of the world, which is a great thing in some ways, but you're also exposed to a lot of sort of danger and things that can go wrong on the internet, and a lot of people that you probably don't want to be in contact with.
Exactly. Yeah, so today we are going to dive deeper into catfishing, and as the title of the article says, what to watch out for.
Have you ever heard the term catfishing? It may sound strange, but it has a simple meaning. Catfishing is when someone pretends to be a different person online, usually to trick others. The term became popular as a result of the 2010 documentary film Catfish. The film follows a man who develops feelings for a woman he has only talked to online. However, when he finally meets her in person, she turns out to be someone completely different. Since the film's release, catfishing has become widely recognized as a serious threat to personal safety and privacy.
All right, today we're reading the article Catfishing, What to Watch Out For. All right, so let's take a look. Have you ever heard the term catfishing?
Yes, well, I guess by now we all have.
Yeah. I think so. So catfishing is a term. Now, a term is a word or phrase with a specific meaning. So catfish itself has the meaning of a certain type of fish that has sort of like whiskers and looks a little bit like a cat. So that's what a catfish is. But when we say catfishing, we don't just mean fishing for catfish, because this has a specific meaning that has its own meaning separate from that, and that's why we'll say this is a term that we use called catfishing. So an example sentence, could you explain this term to me?
Okay. It may sound strange, but it has a simple meaning. Catfishing is when someone pretends to be a different person online, usually to trick others. Exactly. So just how we kind of explained it in the intro, catfishing, and as it says here, is anyone who pretends to be someone online that they're actually not, and their intention behind it is to trick others, maybe trick others into friendship, to trick others into some sort of a romantic relationship, and like I mentioned before, maybe even to trick or swindle others out of some money.
All right, well now let's check in with Hanny.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天的课文标题是 Catfishing。What to watch out for？ 先补充一下 ，watch out for 加上名词是表达留意、小心什么什么。那么 catfish 它有鲶鱼的意思，那它也可以指网络假冒身份欺骗他人的人。 而标题用到的名词 catfishing 则是指网络假冒身份诈骗。好，课文就告诉我们 catfishing 这个词指的是就是有人在网络上假装成另外一个人，那通常是为了欺骗他人。好，这边有个单字 term 就是指术语、专门用语或名称。那么 Sydney 老师刚刚有提到 swindle 这个动词，则表示诈骗、骗取钱财。那我们接回到课文中。
All right, thank you, Hanny. Okay, so we're talking about this term that's become well known called catfishing. The term became popular as a result of the 2010 documentary film Catfish. The film follows a man who develops feelings for a woman he has only talked to online.
That's the first mistake right there.
You know what? I've seen this film. I remember I have seen this film, and it is very shocking because I think a lot of us didn't really think about these kinds of problems at that time. Didn't think that it was possible that someone could do this because, like, in the movie, the woman had made so many different profiles on different social media to trick him, and it was really wild story.
Exactly. 2 red flags. Only talking to someone online, never having, well, I guess, I don't know, 2010 was a different time, but for those that don't know, I'm not sure, was FaceTime a thing in 2010? I'm not sure. Maybe it was, I'm not sure. But 2 red flags, only talking to someone online, and then if the person you're talking to somehow creates multiple profiles, run for the hills. So like you said here, this man he developed feelings for a woman that he only talked to online. So our vocabulary word here is the word develop, and that's a verb. So to develop just means if something grows, if it expands, if it becomes larger, right? So if you develop feelings for someone over time, your feelings for them are growing, you're maybe falling more in love with them, you start to like them a lot more if your feelings start to develop. So, for example, we could say, Emma developed feelings for her online friend. Uh-oh, Emma, not a good idea. All right, let's keep going. So, it says here, however, when he finally meets her in person, she turns out to be someone completely different. So it sounds here like she turned out to be a catfish.
That's right. Yeah, she was the catfish of the Catfish movie.
Yeah.
Since the film's release, catfishing has become widely recognized as a serious threat to personal safety and privacy. Okay, so if something is a threat, this is a threat to your personal safety and privacy. A threat means that something is likely to cause harm or damage or pain. So if it's a threat to your privacy and safety, it means it can cause damage to your privacy. Maybe your private things can be leaked out to other people, and that can cause your safety to be at risk too, especially if you're telling people you don't know about, like where you live or where you go to school.
Yeah.
So an example sentence, air pollution is a threat to our health.
Yeah, all right. All right, now we are going to go to Hanny, and we'll be right back.
Catfishing 这个词因为2010年的纪录片 Catfish 而变得普及。这部片描述了一名男子对一位只在网络上聊过天的女性产生了情感，然而当他终于亲自见到她时，却发现她其实是完全不同的人。自从这部片上映以来，假冒身份诈骗就普遍被视为是对个人安全跟隐私的严重威胁。好，单字 develop 这个动词表示培养、养成或开发。Develop feelings for somebody 是表达对某人逐渐产生情感。Threat 名词表示威胁，构成威胁的人或是事物。A threat to 加上名词则是指对什么什么是一种威胁。好，那这边有2个重点。第一个是 turn out， 它表达原来是什么，结果发现怎么样，用来表示事情最后的结果，常常带有出乎意料的语气。我们来看看常见的用法有 turn out to be 加上形容词或名词。例如 The meeting turned out to be fruitful， 这场会议结果很有收获。第2个句型是 turn out 加上副词，或者是 turn out 加上介系词片语。例如 To our relief, the event turned out well， 令我们松一口气的是，那场活动进行得很顺利。第3个句型是 turn out to 加上原形动词。 例如 The trip turned out to cost more than we expected. 这趟旅行的花费结果比我们预期的还多。再来看第二个重点是 since 它表示自从点点点以来，那它可以当介系词，后面是接过去的时间点或事件，它也可以当连接词，后面是接过去式的子句。那主要子句的部分则常用现在完成式或是现在完成进行式。我们造两个例句。Kate has been practicing the piano since this morning. Kate 从今天早上就一直在练钢琴。那么 since 在这里当介系词，而主要子句我们用到了现在完成进行式 has been practicing。第二个例句 Zach has wanted to be an actor since he was 5. Zach 从5岁就想当演员。这边的 since 是当连接词，那主要子句的部分我们用到了现在完成式 has wanted。那我们接着回到课文中。
All right, thank you, Hanny. So now we know a bit about catfishing and what it is and, how it got this name, catfishing. Well, we got more to learn about it in the second part of our article, so we'll be right back.
When you meet someone online, it's important to pay attention to the things that they ask of you. If they request money, personal details, or private photos, they may be a catfish. People with honest intentions do not need these things simply to get to know you. Also, keep in mind that in the age of AI, spotting a catfish is becoming increasingly difficult, so it's always better to play it safe.
All right, we are back, so let's continue on with this article. When you meet someone online, it's important to pay attention to the things that they ask of you.
Yes, absolutely. If they request money, personal details, or private photos, they may be a catfish. Okay, definitely. So if they request, that's our vocabulary word here. So if someone is requesting something, it means they're asking you for something. So for example, we could say the man requested a glass of water. And this is a great tip, right? If anyone is requesting any of these things of you, if they're asking you for money, if they're asking you for a photo, definitely be on alert. More than likely they are pretending to be someone that they're not, and they're probably a catfish. Yeah.
All right, so it says if someone asks you for personal details. Now, details are small pieces of information that make up a greater chunk of information. So when we talk about personal details, we're talking about pieces of information related to a person. Things like where you live, where you go to school, what your identity number is, things that you probably don't want everyone to know, things that you don't want a stranger online to know about. So an example sentence, the form asks for your name and other details.
Yeah, and just like how it said here, if anyone's asking for any private information, so private is really anything that you should keep to yourself. If it's private, no one else should know it. No one else should have access to that information. So kind of like you said, if you're going to school and you want to post about your first day of school, you want to keep the name of your school private. You don't actually want to be posting that online. You want to keep it to yourself. Or, if something is private, maybe it's something that you told your friend or something you told your mom, and you say, hey, can you keep it private? Meaning only keep it between us. Don't make it public. Don't share it with other people. So for example, we could say, this message is private and should stay secret. Yeah, exactly. Another word for private could be kind of secret, something that you want to keep to yourself or something that only a few people should know, but something that is not for public consumption, not something that anyone online should have access to.
Yeah. Right. So if anyone's asking for these things, that's something you could look out for if you're trying to stay away, as you should be trying to stay away from catfish. All right, let's go to Hanny.
在网络上认识人的时候，要留意对方要求你提供什么，这很重要。如果对方要求金钱、要求个人资料或是私密照片，对方就可能是假冒身份者。 好，那单字 request 动词，它表示正式要求、请求。detail 名词，它表示关于某人或某事的资料细节，常常用复数。Private 是形容词，形容私密的、私人的、不公开的。它的名词是 privacy， 就表示隐私、隐私权。Sydney 老师在解释单字时有提到 not for public consumption， 这是指不公开、不外传的意思。好，接话课文中。
All right, continuing on with the article. People with honest intentions do not need these things simply to get to know you. So that means that these people, they don't need your personal details. They don't need your private photos just to get to know you, because you can do that just by talking to someone.
Exactly. If they want to get to know you, they should be asking, hey, what's your favorite sport? What's your favorite color? What kind of food do you like to eat? Not, hey, where do you go to school? And what's your social security number? And can I have your bank account number? Definitely not. That's all private information that you want to keep to yourself. All right. Also, keep in mind that in the age of AI, spotting a catfish is becoming increasingly difficult. So it's always better to play it safe. That's right. I completely forgot. This is 2026. We're in the age of AI. Yeah, so spotting a catfish is definitely going to become a little bit harder. So it's definitely better to play it safe, meaning it's better to be cautious and it's better to be extra careful when you're talking to people online.
Right, because I remember in that catfish film, in the end they found that the woman was using another woman who she didn't know's photos online to pretend it was her.
Okay.
But now today you can make completely fake photos of people that don't even exist using AI. So
Very
it's
true.
even harder to find out if they're a real person or not.
That's true. So the photo that you're looking at might not even be a real person. Think about that. Yeah.
All right, let's go to Hanny.
其实真心想要认识你的人，并不需要金钱、个资、私密照片这些东西才能了解你。那也要记住，在 AI 人工智慧时代，要认出假冒身份者变得更加困难了，所以最好要随时保持谨慎。Play it safe 就是表达谨慎行事，采取保守安全的做法。这时候 Sydney 老师有用到 cautious 这个形容词，是形容谨慎的、小心的。这话课文中。
Okay, thanks, Hanny. So now we've learned a little bit about how you can find out if you're engaging with a catfish, but we're going to learn some more tips and tricks next time about how you can avoid getting caught by a catfish. All right, we'll see you then. Goodbye.
All right, bye-bye.
Have you ever heard the term catfishing? It may sound strange, but it has a simple meaning. Catfishing is when someone pretends to be a different person online, usually to trick others. The term became popular as a result of the 2010 documentary film Catfish. The film follows a man who develops feelings for a woman he has only talked to online. However, when he finally meets her in person, she turns out to be someone completely different. Since the film's release, catfishing has become widely recognized as a serious threat to personal safety and privacy. When you meet someone online, it's important to pay attention to the things that they ask of you. If they request money, personal details, or private photos, they may be a catfish. People with honest intentions do not need these things simply to get to know you. Also, keep in mind that in the age of AI, spotting a catfish is becoming increasingly difficult, so it's always better to play it safe.
最后，我们来复习今天课文里的单字文法。单字的部分有 term 名词，表示术语、专门用语名称 ；develop 动词，表示培养、养成、开发 ；threat 名词，表示威胁、构成威胁的人事物 ；request 动词，表示正式要求、请求 ；detail 名词，表示关于某人或某事的资料细节。Private 是形容私密的、私人的、不公开的。文法部分，第一个学到 turn out 表示原来是怎么样，结果发现怎么样。第二个学到 since 表达自从点点点以来的用法。那它可以当介系词，后面接过去的时间点或事件；它可以当连接词，后面就是接过去式的子句。 那主要子句的部分就常用到现在完成式或现在完成进行式。好，那以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Welcome to Which One Fits, the game where we tackle confusing English words.
I can't wait to get started.
Okay, today we're going to sort out the difference between reply and response.
Before we dive in, let's go over how the game works.
In Which One Fits, we'll read a sentence with a blank, and you have to choose between reply and response.
So join us and challenge your English intuition.
All right, here comes your first sentence. I haven't received a blank to my email. Which one fits?
Is it reply?
Yes, it is. Reply refers to a direct answer to something, usually in speech or writing. Next one. The government issued an official blank to the public after the incident. Which one fits?
I think that's response.
Correct. Response is a broader term that can refer to any kind of reaction or formal answer to something.
Great. I'm glad I made it through.
All right, let's break it down clearly.
First, reply is a noun that refers to an answer given after a message, statement, or question. For example, she sent a quick reply to his text.
It can also be used as a verb, meaning to answer something someone has said or asked. For example, he replied to the invitation saying he would attend.
Now, response is also a noun that can mean an answer to something, but it is more formal and broader in use. For example, the politician gave his response to the recent scandal during the press conference.
It goes beyond speech or writing and can also refer to a physical, emotional, or even biological reaction. For example, the medicine caused his body to have an allergic response.
You can think of it this way. A reply is something you directly say or write back, while a response can be any kind of reaction to something.
Once you see it that way, the difference becomes pretty clear.
And here's the fun part. Both can appear in the same sentence. The support agent gave a brief reply to the customer's question, while the company released a more detailed response later on.
So, while all replies are responses, not all responses are replies.
Right. Now you'll never mix them up again.
Until next time, keep learning.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.